Hi, thanks for joining me. Today I'm really excited to be practicing some architectural drawing and design with you. Let's begin with something relatively simple. We're going to take a steel transport container called a shipping container and transform it into some low-cost housing. This image is found on the web. You can see they've cut holes in the side for windows and doors. This is a shipping container that brings goods into Australia and out, and they're stacked up on cargo ships, they go onto trains and straight onto the back of trucks. They only last so many years. At the end of their life, they can be repurposed into, for example, low-cost housing for young people. Container houses are easily joined together to form bigger ones, or they can be stacked, as you can see here. We could imagine all sorts of ways to join these containers together. Here's a striking design from New Zealand. How many containers can you spot? Here's an inside view. Let's get started. Here's a suggested starting point. If you come across 9 centimetres and up roughly 3 centimetres, then we're going to draw a standard cube. For those that haven't done it before, remember we just trace around those 4 lines plus the centre splat line. Then we slide up, we place the point on the end of that line. There's 2 lines to draw there. They're the close edges. And now the far edges rotate, line up carefully to the side, and draw those 2 in. Great. Doesn't matter if the lines don't all meet up at the moment. Now here's a little trick I'm going to show you on extending. If I extend a line through the center there and place my pencil on that point and then slide the splat along the pencil until it stops. If I trace around 4 edges, boom, I've extended by 1 cube. Let's try that again. Standard shipping containers come in 2 lengths, either 6 metres or 12 metres long, and they're roughly 2.5 metres wide and high. Let's put a human in the scale. An adult male would be roughly, if I divide that into 3, would be 2/3 of the way up that side. So let's draw in a little human figure, just to remind us of that. We're cutting a hole in the container for the windows and doors. So let's draw a line at the height of the top. And at the bottom, you'll need to come up just a little bit because the floor will have some thickness. So let's come down just a little bit and pick a point. And we'll use our ruler and draw a light guideline. So that's the top of the doors. And come up just a little bit for the floor. And we'll draw a guideline in there as well. Let's draw this bedroom window. So the first step is to decide how big we want the opening. So place a mark. I'm centering mine in this first cube. Then make sure that those lines are straight up and down or vertical. If you'd like to show some thickness in the wall, then hold the splat in the corner like this. Then draw a short line and trace off those 2 edges. Now it looks like it's got some thickness. My first attempt at drawing a bed, it didn't quite look long enough, so I'm going to start a little bit further out. Place your splat like this and draw in the top of the bed. And next drop a line down for how thick you want the mattress or the bed to be. At this point I've finished drawing the bed, but it looks like a piece of wood. It doesn't look very comfortable, so I'm going to erase that and I'm going to draw some nice soft lines. So let's take those corners off and draw maybe a bedspread. And then we'll go up and sketch in a few pillows. To practice drawing some furniture in, first draw yourself a rectangular prism. I'm sketching a quick one and then we'll draw it with a splat. With a few divider lines, we've got a chest of drawers. If I use the bottom of the splat to draw those 3 lines, and we might see a hint of those divider lines, maybe it looks like a bookshelf. If this was your very own container house, what furniture could you design to put in there? I'm imagining the top of the doorway now and putting it onto the rendering of the drawing. So nice big open doorway. Remember those lines need to be straight up and down. And do you remember how we drew a short line there, held the splat like that and added some thickness to the wall? Great. Now we're going to think about the doorway. If I had a stack back door, that's what it would look like when it's closed. But now to draw it in the open position, let's erase that and draw on that splat angle only about 1/3 of the doorway, because that's how wide each of the doors are. And let's repeat that at the top. And then join those with a vertical line. So that's one of the little stack back doors that slide back. Do you know the sort of doors I'm talking about? Now behind that you'll have the other two doors, and I'm just copying those lines again to show that. Right, so that's a stack back door. This is how I'd use the splat to draw a tabletop and sketch some legs underneath. So I'm going to draw that a little smaller now inside. So there's the top of the table. It's a bit longer in one direction. So we're just using those splat angles. Notice it's hidden behind the door. Overlapping is a great way to make that 3D effect really pop. And there's the little table legs. Chairs on the far side are easy. You just draw some little blips like that. But on the close side, I'm going to have to erase the table there. I'm drawing up and down vertical lines and then splat angle lines. And you can see the legs sticking down. This time I'll just draw the back and then bring the legs down. The design is totally up to you. To draw some porthole windows, hold the splat so the bottom edge is flat like the bottom of the page, and then draw in using that small ellipse. Now we're drawing a window on this end. I'm going to bounce that line around the corner. Remember, that's the top of the windows and door line. I'm coming down just a little bit. This is called a highlight window. It lets light in, but allows for privacy as well. You could draw louvers, come up with your own wonderful shapes of windows. You're the architect in this exercise. Now I've added some thickness and we'll move on. What about if I wanted to be able to lie in bed and see the stars? Let's draw an opening in the top. It's a square shape. And then if we drop a line straight down and add the thickness on those edges, we're getting the 3D effect. I could come up with a special shape for the cover if I wanted to. What about a pyramid of glass? I'm planning on adding a deck out in the front. Remember, I've only got these splat lines to do it in. So from here, I'm going to need to use that angle. So I'm going to come out further if you want. I'm just going one splat length to keep it simple. So that's how far my deck extends. Now I'm going to connect those. They will actually be on the splat angle, but it's going to be easier to use a ruler for a long line like that. Drawing a barbecue should be fairly simple. Remember, rectangular prism, and then add the design detail. If we curve the front and then show where the lid opens up, maybe some cabinets in the bottom, there we go. How good would it be to have your friends around cooking a hot, sizzling barbecue? Now that you've seen how to draw a barbecue, I'll speed up drawing a slightly smaller version onto the deck. Next, let's draw some shade over the top of the deck. We'll first extend a line in the splat direction from the corners of that cube. So those will be cables that the shade gets pulled backwards and forwards on. Let's join them at the end. Now on those lines, we're just going to do some little scallopy lines, and that's the fabric that provides the shade. Now I'm going to repeat those scallops at the other end, and I'm going to drop some posts straight down. Could you add some more shelter somewhere else on the drawing? Now that I'm almost finished my drawing, at this stage I'd come back and firm in, tidy up all those lines right around the outside. I think you'll be needing a rooftop pool for those summertime parties, but that's a bit too small, so let's copy that line and enlarge it, and then drop 2 lines down. It's not a very deep one, but hey, half an ellipse on the bottom finishes the pool. If, like me, you struggle to draw human figures, then either draw them as outlines or cut them out from some advertising catalogues. Architects include humans in their drawings so that you can see the scale of the spaces and how they're being used. Make sure you're using thin and thick lines. For the joins in the board, just with a sharp pencil, a hint of a line. On the roof, I'm going to draw in a little bit of greenery at the end. Maybe it's so that you don't fall off the roof, maybe it's for privacy, or just for the aesthetic or the look. When I colour it, notice how I add a variation in the green, and when I colour the box at the bottom, rather than just being all one brown, make some areas darker and underneath an extra dark line. That's called contrast, and it makes your drawings pop. I thought it was time to bring in an expert architect, and that's my 10-year-old daughter, Ava. So what do you think of my work, Ava?
Hi Dad, whoa, I love your design. It's such a vibrant house, looks like a place that I really want to live in. But one problem, what about on those hot summer days? How are you going to get up to the pool? There's no ramp, elevator or stairs.
Yeah, good point. So some access to the pool. Hey, what about if the pool is the elevator? You hop in it down the bottom and then it lifts up and it pops out through the roof. I'm challenging you to come up with something even more creative. It's a great way to encourage your imagination and you're developing drawing and design skills along the way. Here's a different way of drawing, and it's by leaving the roof and the front wall off. We're focusing more on the interior design. Your isometric drawing will look a little like this, but this is a perspective drawing. The left and the right far end walls, the little walls, slope as they go away from you. Here's yet another type of architectural drawing. It's not perspective, all the lines are parallel, but they're at 45 degrees sloping up. It's called axonometric. If you've enjoyed this tutorial, then you might want to consider being an architect. There's lots of famous Australian architects. You can check out their work. Don't forget to click on like and subscribe, and leave me some comments if there's something you'd like to see drawn.